The rest of the news for Monday, December 26th, the day after about 10% of churches took the day off. Santa is at the malls today swapping presents for everybody. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Written by Francis Pharcellus Church in a New York Sun editorial, September 21st, 1897, answering 8-year-old Virginia O'Hanlon's question. Francis was a man, and Pharcellus is a name not heard much these days. Well, Santa sure paid a visit to the 32 sailors stuck on board the Russian ship Sparta yesterday, off the coast of Antarctica. The fishing vessel struck an iceberg Friday before last, tearing a 1-foot hole in the hull. She's been dead in the water ever since, trapped by sea ice. Santa arrived on board a South Korean icebreaker that traveled 8 days from New Zealand for a rescue now underway. In the Dallas suburb of Coppell one day last week, Santa jumped from his car to rescue passengers trapped in 2 vehicles that had collided. Talk about timing. Santa was volunteer firefighter Brad Ludicky of Arlington in full Santa costume on his way to deliver presents to children at a party. He rescued one driver. Then Santa rushed to free the driver of the other car just before it exploded. Letter carrier Bob McLean has been Santa for the past 10 years, delivering cards and presents on his postal route in Bellevue, Washington. Well, as if they didn't have enough to worry about already, the U.S. Postal Service told Bob that he couldn't dress as Santa this year. Bah humbug, said Bob. He did it anyway, and then he took it up with his union rep. Today is Boxing Day in the UK and Commonwealth nations. It's a traditional day when wealthy one-percenters would give a box full of gifts to their servants. Also, boxes were put outside churches to collect donations for the needy, like the Salvation Army does now in front of stores at Christmas time. But bah humbug Fashion Island Mall in Newport Beach, California won't allow bell ringing at the collection kettles anymore. Boxing Day is also celebrated as a second day of Christmas in many countries on the continent. From Paris, there's a report today that Christine Lagarde, head of the International Money Fund, has revised next year's world economy growth rate down from an optimistic 4%. She gives no new number, but she does forecast a dangerous situation. Yesterday was Christmas in prison for the incarcerated, including Phil Spector, who today turns 75, celebrating his second Christmas and second birthday behind bars while serving 19 to life. It gives new meaning to the phrase, wall of sound. Perhaps Phil thought of a new production for the John Prine classic, Christmas in Prison. We'll probably never get to hear it. Speaking of classics, Henry Miller was born this day, 1891. Black Spring, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. Someday soon, a new smartphone or tablet might be able to run for days or weeks on a single charge. Apple has filed patents and is planning on powering those devices with hydrogen fuel cells. Take the bus and leave the driving to us is making a comeback, not the slogan, but the reality as intercity bus travel is thriving once more. 2006 was the turnaround year from a 46-year decline. Here's what changed. Gas prices went up. Pickups are now curbside instead of at some dingy bus station, and onboard Wi-Fi. Recently, a classical violin student was traveling on one of those shiny new buses from New York to Philadelphia. She was tired and fell asleep during the ride. After getting off, she realized she had left her 175-year-old Italian violin on the bus. Santa, courtesy the Philadelphia Police Department, got it back. She'll never forget her violin again. Thanks for listening. It's the rest of the news. See you tomorrow. This is Dan Earhart.